Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Windham Southeast Supervisory Union. This meeting is a hybrid meeting, which means that some or all of the public body is meeting remotely and some are meeting physically in a previously noticed location where the public may attend to observe, listen, and participate contemporaneously. Please note that while we will strive to provide means for those attending remotely to participate in the public comment period, there may be technical difficulties or reasons that otherwise prevent or interrupt remote public participation. Therefore, it is important to note that the open meeting law only ensures the public's right to participate and comment at a public meeting by attending at the designated physical location as posted in the notice and agenda. If a member of the public or the public body has technical difficulties accessing this meeting remotely, please alert us by email. In the event of a technical difficulty that cannot be resolved, we may continue the meeting if necessary to time and place certain. Please note that all votes taken during this meeting, which are not unanimous, will be done by roll call in accordance with the law. Okay, let me get my agenda back up because I can't do two things at once. I'd like to amend this evening's agenda because the warrants and payrolls were omitted from it. So I'd like to add the warrants of January 14th, 2026 and January 23rd, 2026, the payrolls of December 27th, 2025, and the payrolls of January 23rd, 2026. Does anyone have any other changes they'd like to make to the consent agenda? I would entertain a motion to approve it as listed.
So moved.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Thank you for approving the consent agenda. Okay, Mark.
Okay, I do have some resignations and some retirement tonight, but I'll start by, I'd love to give the board just an update of the last 24, 48 hours, because I think it's pretty great story. It says a lot about our school district, our supervisory union. So when it became evident on Tuesday of this week that Oak Grove isn't opening up like in the next couple of days, we're close. I think we've pretty much diagnosed the issue. But it's more likely that we'll be able to open the school next week, and if not, right after the vacation. So as we kind of hit that reality hit, yesterday in speaking with Mary Kaufman and Bryn, we're like, this is really unacceptable. We can't have kids missing a full week or possibly even more of a week, and then a February break around the corner. You're talking like 4 weeks of not being in school. So so we really looked at it as a crisis and kind of erased our calendars for the day, set up the conference room, thought about a couple of different scenarios that we could do to get these kids in school. Our first scenario was actually Vernon Elementary School, Carrie, which brought Mary Ross into the picture. And Mary Kaufman really started to have a different opinion on that and felt strongly that we needed to keep the kids in their hometown and close to home. So that shifted gears, where I invited Kate Margaitis and Kelly Dias down to the conference room. They were there within 5 minutes. And from there, for the next 5 hours, we went through a very thorough, thoughtful process of placing these students in staff at a combination of Academy School and Green Street School. By the end of the day, or by midday, Mary was able to hold an Oak Grove staff meeting in this room yesterday afternoon around 1 o'clock. At the conclusion of this staff meeting, the staff then joined the staff meetings of both Academy and Green Street based on where they were assigned. And those afternoons were spent on welcoming the adults into the building and then looking at what this transition was going to look like in real time and planning for today. I wasn't sure what today would bring, and feel free to add to this, Bren. But I chose to spend a couple hours at Green Street School this morning. I know Mary and Bren started at Academy School. And right off from the beginning, all I saw was like joy and excitement. And it was such an amazing feeling. I did a tour with Kate, checked in with some teachers, Oak Grove and Green Street, and it was like seamless. It was so professional. The way the teachers were able to pivot, like in the late afternoon, to then be ready to offer services today with no hesitation. I saw small groups happening. So our systems just continued with just more kids. And the kids were really excited about their visitors. And it was just a really profound experience. As I was walking back to central office, I was curious how it was going at Academy. So I called Brent. Very similar story. I called Mary Kaufman. She was elated that her kids were finally back in school. Her teachers were doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is teaching their kids. I just think it's a monumental day, and I think it speaks a lot about our school system, our leadership team, the professionalism and care of our teachers, to just be ready to go at the flip of a switch. And I don't know if you want to add to anything, Bren, but I just think it was just a great day.
Yeah, it was incredible. We were meeting with teachers yesterday afternoon at staff meetings. I joined a little bit of each of the staff meetings at the two schools, and of course there were a lot of questions, like logistical questions and systemic questions. And some of the questions we had to answer saying, we're not sure exactly what that's gonna look like. We'll be figuring that out. And really stressing that we're helping out community members who are in need. And I saw that then in action in the morning because the kids just totally took that on. There were kids giving tours around the building. I walked into a 4th grade classroom and there was a word search that had been created overnight that had both the Oak Grove and the Academy kids' names in the word search. They were all like finding together. I mean, the amount of work that teachers put in overnight was just palpable and incredible. And it also just felt like a school day, which was really, just school was happening. I think it was also a testament to the fact that we now have a coordinated curriculum across our system that, the Oak Grove kids might not have been in exactly the same place as the Academy kids, like, oh, we're actually a week ahead, but that's great, they'll get to review that a little bit. Or they're a little bit ahead of us, but that's great, our kids will get a preview. But in general, we have a system where the kids know the structures, the routines, the formats, that they could just literally pick up learning. I heard some teachers talking. There was a newer teacher who had another Oak Grove teacher joining, and the Oak Grove teacher was gonna teach some of the literacy lessons. And the other teacher was like, that's great, I've never had a chance to watch someone teach EL before. So I hope that there's also great partnership for our teachers as well. When I was leaving, the music teacher from Oak Grove was in the Academy music room, and they were co-teaching a music class of 6th graders drumming. So it was just a huge testament to our teachers and also just the students who were so excited, also at Academy, so welcoming. And I think also our families' trust in our system.
Yeah.
To get a call and say, tomorrow your child is gonna go to such and such classroom at Green Street School, and of course, but I wanted my kid to do this. Some of those things might have come up, but we had a quick plan and everything was in place, and our families trusted it, and kids show up. In fact, at Academy, I heard today there was some of the best attendance of Oak Grove students that has been happening in a while. So there's a novelty of that too, maybe.
Wow.
It was a lot of work, and then it was amazing to see, how everyone landed in the mornings.
Yeah. Mary Kaufman reported to me that she got a handful of hugs throughout the day by parents. At drop off, the parents would literally park, get out of the car, go over to her and give her a hug. And say thank you for your transparency and for thinking about our kids. So I don't know that every school district would do that.
No.
So I'm just proud of the system. So thank you for your support of it.
I'm sorry for the reason you had to find this out, but wow.
Yeah,
This is unimaginably good to hear.
and we should be back up and running, if not next week, certainly during February break. So that's good news as well. We had contractors on site, we had fire department on site, we had hazmat on site all together. And everybody was pointing in the right direction, so working together, so.
And I don't think anybody thanked them, but I got messaged on Saturday, so I know that Mark and Mary Kaufman were out in that freezing cold weather with a shut-off heating system trying to solve this problem. So
Yeah.
I'd like to offer my thanks, because that's, you know, I know you guys go above and beyond on the regular, but come on. So thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
No. Quick question, Mark. Because it's a new system, is everything being under warranty and being covered by the manufacturer on the system?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be able to provide more clarity once we come to a close of this thing, but, yeah, we have an environmentalist coming in, next week to do a whole bunch of testing. So we'll have a clear picture of what's happening.
And don't get me wrong, it has to get fixed. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure that the manufacturer, seeing it's so new,
Yeah.
that they're,
And Visbit has been alerted and we're working with them, it's our insurance company, so.
perfect.
So I have 3 resignations for tonight. Cheryl McDaniel Thomas, Christina Polk, and Latita LaBelle.
Do I hear a motion to accept those resignations with regret?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Thank you.
I'm sorry, were those resignations or retirements?
Resignations.
Those were resignations,
Yeah.
okay.
I do have a retirement, which is Diana Lang, physical therapist for probably 30 years in our school district, so.
I would entertain a motion to accept the retirement of Diana Lang with our thanks and congratulations.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Thank you.
And we actually do have one final retirement, which is Frank Rucker, our business administrator for the last 12 years.
I would entertain a motion to accept the retirement of Frank Rucker with our thanks. I need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
That's the best way I could think of. Thank you, Frank. We know what you've done for this district and every child who has come in it in the last dozen years. I was here when you were hired. I'm here when you're leaving. And I've watched it. So thank you for an amazing service that you've provided. Now I need a motion.
I move, oh wait, yeah, I'm on the winning side.
Yeah.
I move we reconsider the past motion, regretfully.
I would entertain a motion to accept the retirement of Frank Rucker with our thanks, sorrow, and congratulations. So I need a motion. 'Cause I need somebody to move it. I know.
I'll reluctantly, what other words can I use? Reluctantly and sadly, I move we accept.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
I'm whispering it.
Any opposed or abstentions? Our most profound thanks, Frank.
Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill. And do you have any new hires tonight?
No new hires.
And I'm going to assume since Frank is not here, we have no fiscal updates,
Correct.
which at this stage of the proceedings is good news. So moving on, I would now entertain public comment on non-agenda items. Okay. So moving on to new business. This is only a very brief discussion of the survey we were talking about with the teachers. Now I've stolen altogether too many questions. I know I would like to see the questions that the district is using.
Sure.
I don't need the answers, just the questions. And I would think everyone on this board should start trying to generate some questions, things you want to ask, things you might want to ask about other administrators besides Mark. I don't know. These are questions you might want to ask. And then the new board can either form a committee or work as a committee of the whole and work on that survey starting, put it together next month. So this is the best place I could think of to start because I knew where to start in that I had some ideas. So I decided to look at what some other people's ideas were, and I think you guys should look at what other people's ideas are, come up with your own ideas, and we will put it all together. And again, my question's just about the superintendent. There are too many of them. So many of mine will be just tossed because it would be a whole survey all by itself. So if you can get me that from Mike,
Yep.
and I guess you can send stuff to me and I will pass it on to the new chair and a new committee can work on it.
I know last year we played around with some draft surveys that cover this concept. We could take a look at that as well.
Yeah, and that may wind up being something we want to talk,
Yep.
generally including staff on how to make the survey.
For sure.
Because I don't think any of us are particularly experienced at doing this.
No,
Maybe some of us are, but I don't think so.
I wouldn't say no.
So, okay.
I need some clarity. This is a survey going out to whom and about
Did-
what specifically?
Well, it started out as getting faculty input as to the superintendent's performance.
Uh-huh.
But Carrie and I came to the realization that we have a lot of questions about the district in general. So questions about curriculum. They would not be questions about Bryn, but about the curriculum
Yeah.
that we're using or
Okay.
how we're practicing it. These are just,
So,
is your classroom warm enough is also something I would like to know,
so this is a survey that will go to teachers
Mhm.
at all schools?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
And I know that the first question I put was, I am a primary, teacher, secondary teacher, primary special ed, but not names or anything like that, just to kind of narrow it down a little bit.
And by what date do you want suggestions?
I think we should bring them back to the next meeting and discuss them together and discuss where we want to go from there, assuming it's still,
Okay.
because by the next meeting, we should have undergone a reorganization.
Yep.
So, but I will, if I am not on this body again, I will certainly send what I've got to the new chair. Okay. Are we good? Because this is just all right.
So basically send you questions.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can keep sending them and I will throw them all in the
Compile
document
them.
and we
Okay.
can, I won't throw any questions you have out unless they duplicate somebody else's. So if we both ask, do we like Mark's clothes? We'll only ask that once. This is just how I give examples because I'm convinced if I give a realistic example,
Then,
people will take it seriously. So, So that's why I don't choose something absurd like painting the school purple or what shoes you wear or something like that.
So the next meeting on March 11 is actually a
It will
reorganization,
be a reorganization.
and I'm assuming we'll meet at 5 o'clock. Oh,
we come.
well, we
yeah.
won't even know.
It's generally
Well,
been
yes,
done
it's
that,
generally been at
that the reorganization meeting meets at the old
Time,
old
got it.
date,
Mhm,
and then you
got
can
it.
change your
Mhm.
minds about that.
Right.
And change it to a different time or
Right.
date. Okay.
So you guys are, the SD is reorganizing on the 10th?
Yes,
Okay, so Vernon would be
yes.
reorganizing on the 9th?
Wow.
Okay, so then by the 11th, we'd be
We
good.
will know who
Yeah.
is on the SU, right.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
Wow.
We can move on. I've got 2 policies presented for a second reading. D15, travel reimbursement. G17, proficiency-based grade requirements. If you have any questions you really need to throw at, or you really feel changes need to be made, contact the policy committee, and then the SD can reconsider them too, because these have already been passed by the SD. Is there any business we'd like to put in the parking lot? I suppose, strictly speaking, the survey is,
It's in there already, so
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
leave it there until
Right.
something happens.
okay. I would now entertain a motion to enter into executive session under 1 VSA 313A4, a disciplinary or dismissal action against a public officer or employee, but nothing in this subsection shall be construed to impair the right of such officer or employee to a public hearing if formal charges are brought. No action is anticipated, Peter, so you're free.
Peterson, yes, good night.
And Bryn's free, and this is not my record or anything, but,
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Inviting Mark in.
and we will invite in Mark Spino. Did we take this vote?
Oh, no, we
We did not.
No.
So, I didn't get a motion.
Yeah, you moved it.
I said I'd entertain a motion.
Oh, I move it.
All those in
Carrie
favor,
moves
is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Thank you. And we will enter into executive session at 5:23 with no action anticipated.